about everything.
Well, sure, you get a short-term spike, but wouldn't that rapid expansion devalue the stock completely in 2 years?
No, because there are safeguards.
Against aggressive overexpansion? There aren't, because there are no safeguards in human nature. And we're wired to overreach. Look at history, all the countries that ever ruled the world. Portugal, with its big, massive navy, all they got now are saw cod and cheap condos. The Brits, now they're just sitting on their dank little island fussing over their suits.
All right, that clip's from the movie Limitless, which these days might describe OpenAI, which at the very least it has unlimited ambitions, right? But here's the rub. The company also has the MIDAS touch. I want to bring in Bespoke Investment Group and Bespoke Market Intel co-founder Paul Hickey. Paul, almost every day, right? The latest is ARM Holdings. Stock is through the roof. Why? They cut a deal with OpenAI. And, just talk about this. For a minute, it was just always NVIDIA. And all of a sudden, every day, it's OpenAI.
Yeah, it's like the giving tree. Every day, there's another company benefiting. You had, ARM, you had AMD, you had Oracle. You have all these companies coming in and just Broadcom seeing their market cap surge because of a deal. And so it's great as it's happening and such, but at the same time, we're seeing this top heaviness in the market, and it's getting a little bit nerve-wracking when all these top companies are exposed so much to just OpenAI.
All right, so, but for the bull market itself, and this is some of the, you guys, the work you guys do is just phenomenal. I love these kind of charts because it puts things in perspective. The market, the bull market lasting 3 years or longer. This is us here, right? This is where we are right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It suggests a little bit more room.
Yeah, just a little bit. And again, the comment I just made before, we're still positive on the market. We just think more of a diversification in the market.
None of these were straight lines, right?
Yeah,
they were a little choppy.
And also, when you get a bull market that makes it 3 years, 8 out of 9 made it a 4th year, and in the 6 and 9 months later, they were positive 8 out of 9 times.
For all the conversation about being top heavy or too much concentration risk, if you go back and look at all the great bull markets, there were always still a handful of names, maybe not as exaggerated as now, but they were all sort of top heavy, weren't they?
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Our just view is just to expand your horizons within the market, and because there's plenty of other places you can look. And case in point, the next slide here is the semiconductors. We consider semiconductors to be the leading indicator of the economy and the market. And what we saw was this in the last few months, we saw this monster shift from extreme oversold, 25% below the 200-day moving average, to extreme overbought, 25% above. It's only happened 5 other times here. It's a little blurry here, but 96, 98, 03, 09, 2023, those were all the beginnings of very strong bull markets.
1 year later, up 32%, up 91%, up 28%, up 22%, up 47%. So the question is, how much will that change, right? I mean, you got to believe that, it's a pretty good omen.
Yeah, no, it's been a very good omen, and we call them the transports of the 21st century. And so when they're strong, you tend to see strength in the economy and the market.
All right, let's talk about a couple of stocks here. Tesla, again, it's sort of, had its moments on the downside earlier this year with everyone else, but it struggled. It started coming on again. Again, it's sort of what's happening here. We hear robo-taxi, optimist. By the same token, we hear on the EV side not necessarily going as well as it used to.
Well, so there's been more competition in the EV space, right? And, the EV space sort of reminds me of streaming back a few years ago. Everyone, Netflix did great. Everybody wanted to get into streaming. You know what they found out? It's a lot harder to do than it is. GM today announced a $1.6 billion charge related to their EV investment. So I think Tesla.
I think Ferrari put their EV stuff on hold, too.
Yeah, we're seeing it with a lot of companies. Yeah. No one's having an easy time in the EV space. And Tesla proved themselves early on, and I think they will have staying power.
Marvell.
So on the semiconductors, this is a semiconductor you don't hear as much about, right? So it sold off sharply in the first half of the year. In August, it sold off on a weaker than expected revenues, but it's rallied back here. And we talked about this last time. We have this haystack chart pattern matching program that we use. And when you've seen that pattern in Marvell and similar stocks, you tended to see strength 6 months later down the line.
My man, good stuff.
All right, good to see you, Charles.
Always appreciate you. Always appreciate your work.
You too.